Hey lovelies, today we have something on TLB that has never happened before. I welcome you all today for our next author interview series episode where we do not have one but two beautiful authors, Alok Singh and Shambhavi Bhargava, the co-authors of If You Are Me. This is going to be a very special episode and we are going to look into the first collaborative work shared by Alok and Shambhavi. So, welcome Alok, welcome Shambhavi.
Thank
Okay,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
I would like to inform the audience as well before we begin that again this time we have a best commentator as well. Those who will have the most beautiful comments, who are going to ask good questions to both the authors, will get a copy of their book, If You Are Me. So let's start with the question. First of all, I would like to ask both of you, how did this collaboration begin?
Actually, last year when I met Alok at the open mic, which was organized by him, there we somewhere matched on the level of mind, interest, and language. And from that onwards, we have decided that we'll write a book together. And now we are today here.
Yes. Actually, it was, all of a sudden a collaboration. I invited, we posted a poster for the open mic, and then Dee came there and she narrated the poem. So I connected with her poem. So we talked number of times. Then she shared that I also want to write a poem and get published. So then we get an idea, why not to publish together? So from that day, we thought to publish a book together. So this is how the collaboration done.
That's very beautiful. I mean, to get connected to a like-minded person, you don't need to plan anything. And
Exactly.
your collaboration has been unplanned as well as beautiful.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, Alok here is a experienced author, and Shambhavi, it is your first time. Apart from your literature background, what motivated you to step into poetry and writing about emotions?
Actually, ma'am, I have got inspired by my mother. She wrote in Hindi. She was done MA in Hindi literature and ancient history. Somewhere I got inspired by my mother and written many times in college and school magazines. And last year when I met him, he inspired me in many ways, positive ways to write poetry. I started write a short story, then a long poetry, and today we have published together. If You Are Me.
That's really inspiring. I mean, you got your inspiration and love in the house itself. And yes, having guidance from Alok is really nice. Alok, you are already a published author. You already have two books and you have written both fiction, non-fiction and poetry. So after three books, what do you think is your strongest suit in writing?
Well, still I'm exploring because in childhood, when I was in class fifth, I began writing the non-fiction. Actually, I used to draw comics and used to sell in my class. And there, when my English teacher caught me one day, so he not scolded me, just he motivated me more. He told me that Alok, write it, make it continue. This is a very good thing you are doing. And then I improved myself class by class. Then in class 11th, I published the book, The Boy Search for a True Life, by my own self. I just self-publishing at Amazon Kindle.
Yeah.
Then my friends read and my school teacher, they were very proud. They felt like very proud. So after that, in COVID time, I explored myself. I'm the person who stand out very different in the class when it comes to read about the poem. I read it like a song, and my English teacher is very much obsessed with me. He likes me so much that I read the poem in very different manner because I just get with the emotion of the author. And William Shakespeare is one of my favorite poet. So in COVID time, I explored that Alok, you can write the poems as well. And writing a poems is very hard. I think I have written hundreds of poems, but I have just crash it out and throw it in dustbin. But I then filter out the best one and then I publish the Odyssey and then this If You Are Me. Still I write, converting the entire situation into a four stanza is very difficult task.
Yeah.
But when the readers read and caught the emotion, then the authors feel so overwhelmed and it is happening. So I think still I'm exploring to which part to have to switch fiction, non-fiction or poem.
That's really nice. I mean, at such a young age, you have a very good, unique set of talents, I would say. I would like our audience to know that Alok is basically a law student, and he's a very good writer. He's a poet. He's a model as well for TLB. And Shambhavi is pursuing her PhD in literature. So, not only is this duo of authors unique, your book is also unique. If You Are Me is a collection of poems, and there is a short story, prose at the end. So, what made you both decide that you want to have a dual format instead of only poem or only prose?
Actually, Mama, I believe to do something different and to stand out of the crowd. That's why we both decided to put a surprise in the book in the form of prose. That's why we added a prose along with the collection of poetry.
Yes. And ma'am, if you read that prose, then it's totally suited with our title, If You're Me. In that prose, the story is portrayed from the one side of the person, from the eyes of the Sohan, how he feels for that girl, how he hides his feeling inside him, not sharing with her, and at the end, the tragedies happen. So we thought, let's go something unique, because every author is carrying with a one format, fiction, non-fiction, poem.
Yeah.
So it is always in my habit. If you read my Odyssey, then there's a surprise to the readers that there's a collection of Hindi poems as well. I have written in my Odyssey as well. So I thought, let's change something. So in this time, we thought to go with the prose.
So, I would like to tell you both as well that I have a copy of your book and I am halfway through it. My personal favorite has been My 1111, written by Shambhavi, and there's another story, Heartbreak. So I wanted to ask whether these are fictional poems or they are inspired from your true emotions.
Thank you, ma'am, for appreciating my poetry. And I have written this My 1111 and Heartbreak by my own real experiences. I have was there's a in my mind there was he's on my husband's ranch, and I wrote 1111 and I showed it to him and Alok, and he was asking me like, Didi, what happened to you? Are you okay? So it was real. I think that poetry become more powerful when it wrote by your real experiences and lived situations. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the beauty of poetry. I mean, fiction, you can create different worlds and kingdoms, but poetry reaches its right audience when it is from the heart. Likewise, there are solo poems by Alok like Death and Memory. So in that you talk about mortality and time. So does writing about loss and about time, how does it help you in your life?
Well, ma'am, currently I'm working on a self-help book in which I am going to define the real definitions of that life and all. So in that situation, I was exploring about that, sitting near the ghat and watching the cremation, and then attending the funeral of the different person. I was watching how the person goes on. And if you talk about the memories, so if you read my poems, so my poems continue just like a journey. The first poem of their age, you are just sitting, you have been an adult watching the kids, you're just thinking about your childhood, means of their age. If I was of their age around 6 or 7 years, I'm just mind free, walking, dancing, doing anything. But now we are being adult. So if you go through my poem, so it will defining the phases of the life. We go when we become adult, we fall in love, we get a heartbreak, we make a memories left like a soothing stars. It once comes and goes away. So it's just like that. So writing all those poems are just the real thing. What I have felt, I have just converted them into the word, so that audience, the readers can feel that yes, that is the real, and the birth is real. In between the both, you have to create a beautiful journey.
That's really beautiful. I mean, you are taking from real life and you are explaining life as well. That's really beautiful. Like Shambhavi, you said that your mother is your inspiration, and she herself is a poet, and you have seen growing up. There is a poem, Mother, which I think is a heartfelt tribute by you to your mother. And then you talked about your husband and how he has influenced your life. So how important was it for you to include the theme of family into this book?
Actually, thank you for saying, ma'am. Actually, writing about my mother was very close to my heart. And as I mentioned earlier, that I have written this. This poetry is not only my emotion, but preserving love, gratitude in my writing. And adding family themes in my book was essential, as I have written all this by my own experiences. And my mother was inspiration. And I want to add one thing in between, that I was writing my book when my mother was there, and in the between, I lost my mother last year. And after that, I've stopped writing. And somewhere, my brother and co-author Alok, my sister Shivani, helped me out emotionally and mentally, and that's how I writed my book and completed it.
That's really heartfelt. The poem is really heartfelt because I lost my mother at a young age, and I know what that void can make you feel. So that is a very beautiful poem, and I hope you keep writing like this.
Thank you.
We'll get more work from you. There's a prose at the end where, like Alok said, Sohan's love remains largely unspoken. And then I think this might be a small spoiler, but the memory loss becomes a heartbreaking twist. So, what message do you want your readers to have from this story?
Ma'am, actually, the prose, the soul's love is unspoken. As we when we come in the real world, we found that there are many people, many personalities who are less in expressing their emotions.
Yeah.
Yes. And ma'am, if you goes to the prose, so the message that what we want to convey to the audience and to the reader is not about the love. I have many friends in my life. There are many who are introvert and they're unable to express themselves in the front of their loved one due to which the time lapsed. So I want to convey the message that you have to value the time. Whatever you are having inside your, please say out to them, because you never know when that person left on, when the things converted to something else, tragedies happens. So before having a guilt, speak it out, and maybe you get the thing what you wanted in real life. So this is what I want to convey to the audience, that if you love anyone, go and say to them, because you never know that the person will be there for you or not. So say it out from and take out your emotion in the front of that person. Maybe he or she hold your hand and your journey will be beautiful. Because times are very valuable and we should not let the time go down and lapse the time.
Yeah, that's a message which I think today's youth should have, and they should carry it with them, that whether it is a relationship, friendship, or your parent, sibling, even if it is a colleague, communication is the key nowadays. It's very important to let people know what you feel. Shambhavi, as you're a new author and Alok has already established writing style, so did you face any challenge while matching your writing style to his writing style?
Actually, ma'am, the biggest challenge writing with him was to maintain the individual voices, as every author has its own rhythm, tone, creative vision, and blending them together without losing authenticity can be tricky. I used to learn, adapt, and somewhere step back forward for the sake of harmony in the work. And I learned also to collab, to compromise, and when we become together different personalities working together. So I think it could be richer than either could alone.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, collaboration is always a plus point. As you said, like, was there some disagreement over a poem, or a noke joke about some theme? Was there during your drafting period?
We never
Actually, whenever we share the poems to each other, every time we appreciate to each other. Yeah, this was the good one. If there was some mistake, then I think Didi was the one who.
Yeah, somewhere he made me correct, ma'am.
Yeah.
Frankly speaking, because I'm very new to this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think the politeness is the better than some harsh word or having
ऐसा
no
नहीं हो सकता, दो भाई बहनों के बीच में नोक झोंक के बिना कोई काम नहीं होता. You might have fought at one point, I'm sure.
No, I
Ma'am, actually, by writing
Understanding.
together and having sips of coffees together, somewhere we also create a strong bond instant.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, writing really brings us closer, and that's the fun part. You got to know each other more better by reading your writings.
Exactly.
Alok, as compared to your first two books, and now you have a different set of poetry collection with Shambhavi. So, how has readers' reaction changed towards your work?
Well, to be honest, when I was writing before me, so I sent to many people who are from the TLV as well. I would like to mention like Ankita was there, Roshni Didi was there, Riya was there, Harsha was there. Harsha was the one who read my prose as well, and Harsha Holiday, the one, and the Sonia. So they all supported because what I feel like the TLV is not. I always say that TLV is not the people of the TLV is not my friend only. They're just a family to me.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
yeah, you know it well because
Yeah,
we have met, and it never feel like that we're strange. It feel like that we are connected somewhere.
yeah.
So they were the one who reviewed my prose, and they have given me the positive review. They have also mentioned out that Alok, you have to change this. So they have correct me somewhere. They have tell me that where I'm incorrect, what I have to change. So yes, their support was like a big thing to me. So this is all.
Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, people close to us usually don't comment very harshly, but I was going through a few reviews of your book, If You Are Me, on Flipkart and Goodreads. So, was there any interpretation or any feedback which has really surprised you? Like you were not expecting that feedback and you got one?
Well, we didn't have any feedback yet, but we're looking forward on it.
If you're me, we didn't get any, and many reviews are there pending. They are coming up. But if I talk about my previous book, Odyssey, so there was many interpretation that really I got shocked, and for a moment I was stunned, like how the reader has totally caught my emotion of the poem. The way have they reviewed my book, the way they have put the interpretation of it, it was totally surprise for me, and I'm so overwhelmed that yes, what I really want to share the message to them, they are getting that. So I felt so proud. I felt so motivated at that time reading their reviews, and some of them like the if I talk about Aditi, one of the reviewers, she got it, and Ankita as well. She was the one who totally got it, and I was stunned at that time. So
Yeah, that's the beauty of poetry. I mean, you as a poet write from a different perspective, and the reader might perceive it differently, and both the point of views are unique. So, I hope and we wish that you get beautiful feedback soon for your newly launched book as well. There are poems like Unstoppable and Strength in your book. They represent, resilience and how we need to face challenges. So, how did you come up with including heartbreak with hope? I mean, how does this fusion came into picture?
Ma'am, actually, when I write these poems, I think that Unstoppable I've written by thinking the difficulties of a woman in today's life. And that's why I want to give a message through these poems to be, especially to all the women readers, to be bold, resistant, and fearless, unstoppable every day. As after getting married, I'm managing both the houses and my work, so I can really related to that. And I also want my readers, because If You Are Me is just not about one emotion, more than that. So there you will be get to know fearless, strength, emotions, relations, and also my reader. I want my readers to go to every emotion, and that's why we have written also about hope and etc.
yeah, and if I talk about the strengths, so story behind writing the poem Strength is that I have seen the many UPSC aspirants. We always see the toppers and the one who cracked it out, but we never seen the person who are behind. Just they have so much emotions, so much tears in their eyes. They break out in the room when the results comes. I have seen so many failures students packing up their bag, losing hope, going back to the home. So watching out them in Delhi, Mukherjee Nagar, I felt too personally because I'm also there going went for the preparation of judiciary. So thinking about them, understanding them, I wrote the poem Strength because in life there's a thousands of people who drag your feet, but there's just one person who motivate you. So I thought, why not to spread this strength by writing the poems? So whenever any person lose their hope, strength, so they feel motivated. Yes, someone is there
Yeah.
who's giving a voice in my ear, so I should not give up on that thing. So that's the reason behind writing is strength.
That's really nice. And you both have very different definitions of strength. And you're talking about, overcoming a failure. And Shambhavi is talking about a woman's life and how dual roles she has to sustain in today's world. So that's very good to know. So Shambhavi, you have been a part of TLB's author community through Alok. And how has your first time writer journey been supported here?
Ma'am, he introduced me to the LB, and there are many people I started knowing, like you, Roshni, and Ankita. Somewhere, everyone inspiring there out. And by advertising my poetry, my book on social media, TLB really supported me in a very good, positive ways.
Yeah, that just like Alok said, we are a big family and we just want to help each other out. And Alok has been TLB's fashion icon and ambassador. So how has your journey in TLB in this time affected your writing style?
Well, ma'am, TLB helped me a lot while I was writing, because it is either the group writer of the week, it's author of the week. There's so many challenges. There's so many authors comes and write a small blogs and all. So reading out that, I improve my writing as well, because I always open myself, learning and learning more. And I'm so inspired by either Ruchi ma'am is there, either you are there, reading your book, getting inspired, being your character of the book. It felt so overwhelmed for me. And if I clap with a passion, so you have to be stand out somewhere unique. And I'm the boy who's much passionate about the fashion since childhood. So I'm into this field as well, but it never affect on my writing, because whenever I get a time, I read the book. I read my subjective book, either novel. So after that, before sleeping, I scrutinize everything in my mind, and if I feel personally something to write it down, then I sit on the table, I write it down. So yeah, I manage everything, and I feel so good, because keeping yourself busy is a big task in today's generation, and
Yeah.
I'm keeping it myself. So I feel it is good for me.
That's really good to know. I mean, you have sorted out your day till the time of sleeping and you reflect back onto everything. So I'm coming to that question about your prose. As you said, it is about, introversion and expressing yourself. So has there been a time in your life where you were just like Sohan and you learned your lesson the hard way? That's why you wrote this story. You
Well,
have
it
been
is.
this expressive all along.
I think.
I'm very extrovert. I can say anything in front of anyone. So don't keep it in mind myself.
But I am very less expressive. I used to think numbers of time before, going and say to someone, because you have to be very much aware. Because once your tongue, the words comes out from your mouth, you cannot take your words back.
Yeah.
So I always think this thing in my mind. So before saying anything to anyone, I think number of time that I have to ask this, how I will ask, how I will reach to that person, in what manner I have to go. So if I take it to the this Sohan story, so I'm less expressive as well. Actually, I was not too much attached to my family or anyone, because I always, I was the person who always studies. I was in the boarding school in the school time, then again in the college. So always I have a distance with my family. So that was, I don't have that much feeling how the other person feels for their closer one. So somewhere I think it is a little bit attached to me, but not entirely. So that is what I have felt. I don't want others to be felt it out. So that's the reason writing behind that story.
That's nice. So you have the prose is slightly inspired from yourself as well, and that's what we learn at the end of the prose, that how time is very valuable.
Exactly.
Shambhavi, if you can choose one poem from this book to represent your voice, so which would it be?
Ma'am, of course it will be unstoppable, because somewhere I relate to that poetry, and somewhere I have written by keeping myself in my mind and keeping all the women who are struggling. They are looking both in the house, their work and their self. So I think that I want to give a message to all the readers. especially women, to be bold, to be relentless, to be fearless every day, to be straight. And I think that I want to also give a message to all the women that how my personal struggles turns into a universal empowerment.
That's a very good thought. I mean, yes, we usually think that our lives don't matter that much in the big picture, but the life is nothing but summation of us, everybody together. So that's a very beautiful thought.
Thank you, ma'am.
Beyond this release, If You Are Me, is there any future project that you want to collaborate on, both of you?
Definitely, ma'am. After just the launch, we together sit and decided that definitely we'll work together again and we will publish If You Are Me edition 2.
Yes, because the other side of the stories are left. This is the one side of the stories, the one side of the emotion. The other side is still pending. So we now will be portrayed in such a manner that the other side of the stories will be narrated to the audience.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
That's really good news for our viewers as well. So we would be seeing a second edition of If You Are Me by Alok and Shambhavi. So apart from that, do you have any solo works planned? Shambhavi, you have your first book out. So are there any more ideas you want to explore?
Ma'am, I want my solo book soon with a collection of poetry, and I'm working on it. And I'll publish it soon. But I want his help.
And I already told you that I'm working on self-help book. Still, I'm exploring. I am just. I will give you a little bit of it. Like I'm just taking 3 generations people. The one childhood, the one adulthood, and one the old age person, and collecting the definition of the life, death, friendship, love, heartbreak from them, and making the self-help book. So people can relate, people can understand the thought of each other, because somewhere we don't understand and appreciate the thought of the younger one, the older one, because we somewhere lack the understanding. So that book I want to convey, or I want to send a message that we have to appreciate and understand each and other emotions.
That's really beautiful. Shambhavi, as we talked just now, that you are a recent part of TLB, and we here have seen Alok, being a part of various segments, author, writer, model, and then he has also played a character of my book, and we are going to see his book soon in the reality show as well. So what are you expecting in your journey with TLB in future?
Ma'am, I have already mentioned earlier that he introduced me to TLB and I was not much involved with the group. But right now I'm taking much active in the authors room and DC room as well. And I want that TLB members and everyone out there help me out, guide me, because I'm really new and I think that there is no age of learning.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping learning every day with new people. And I want your guidance too.
That's good. I mean, once you get to know, we have such a vast community, you can be a part of anything and everything. So
Exactly.
it's good to have you, Shambhavi, and hope to see you more here. I have one last question for you. Imagine a scenario where it has been years and your book has seen a lot of seasons. So even after you both are gone, what do you hope your readers in future would have one emotion with them after reading your book?
Ma'am, I think whoever will read this book will definitely get more than one emotion, because this poem, this poetry, prose and book talks about separation, failure, success, relationships, love, heartbreak. So I think he will be get connected. Definitely, anyone who will read this, keep his mind that yes, we have written this and they are a mixture of emotions.
Yes, exactly. If you read the Christmas Eve, so it was written the night of the Christmas Eve as I was taking a walk, and exactly at that time there was a little bit showering from the cloud, and that moment was very much and there's so many cracks on the cloud, they're bursting the crackers. So it was a real emotion. And if you read of memory, so I think the poem memory can be related to anyone, because in our life there's so many people have come, gone, and nothing is there. Only the picture, memories in our gallery is saved, but that person is not going to come again. So yeah, I think whoever gonna read after we passed away or we got old, So I think they can connect to the poems which have written on this, because it's connected from season to season. Because I think we have taken around 1.5 years to write this book.
More than a year.
More than, so there's a difference: spring, summer, winter. So
Yeah.
every season is there.
Really a magical experience. I mean, experiencing the emotions as well as, drawing inspiration from things around you, nature around you, the crowd around you. It's really inspiring to see that your time which you have spent in writing the book has been successful. And I wish both of you all the best for your book as well as for your future projects.
I also want to mention that picture Abhi Baki will come soon together with If You Are My Edition 2.
That's so sweet. I mean, our viewers, you have a chance to win this book, as well as today we got the good news that there is going to be a second edition. So let us all support the new authors. Those of you who are going to read their book, who have read their book, leave your heartfelt reviews for them, because for any author, having a feedback on their work is very important.
Exactly.
So, I again wish you both all the best, and hope that we see more work from you in future as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Alok, thank you, Shambhavi, and thank you to the audience who joined us today. And stay tuned for knowing who's the best commentator on today's live. And we will be back soon next week with another interview. So for now, see you, lovelies.